so Mexicans are boycotting Coke. My abuelita used to give me Coke for headaches, stomach aches, toothaches. Coke was the fix for everything, and it worked. Till this day, I will drink a Coke for a headache. Coke runs through our veins, so this is really hard to boycott. No doctor, no diabetes, no high blood pressure, no nothing stopped us from drinking Coke. But the minute that Coke does not support minorities, we boycott. So this is one of the hardest ones for me.
It looks like Coca-Cola brand is fucking around and finding out after tricking the employees that they hired to come into a room and said there was a meeting where the ICE agents were there waiting for them. So boycott Coca-Cola, let's go Pepsi.
Here's a message for Coca-Cola. You want us to be less white? Come on, really? I got news for you. From now on, I'll buy Pepsi.
Hello everybody, welcome back today. I hope you're doing well. So first of all, I want to appreciate everyone for stopping by, and I just want to take a moment to thank you all for the support of my recent videos. From your comments, shares and likes, it means so much and they help keep this conversation going. And if you're new here, you're very welcome. And if you've been rocking with me for a while, I see you and I appreciate you. Now let's get into today's topic. So, as you've heard, Latino communities across the United States have been boycotting Coca-Cola. And the reason being, Coca-Cola may have allegedly reported undocumented workers to ICE. But is this true? Let's check these videos out first, then we can have this conversation.
Well, Coca-Cola, you really screwed up this time when you pissed off your largest customer base in the Hispanic community. Yes, what's circling right now is that Coca-Cola decided to fire a bunch of workers, I believe it was in Texas, and not only did they fire them, but they also reported them to immigration to have them deported. That is true, not true. Coca-Cola is not responding to it in either way, but the Hispanic community has taken note and is beginning to boycott Coke, and they're not buying it anymore. They were a huge customer base for Coca-Cola, and I've seen video after video of people saying, like, that's what we grew up on. That's what we were given, like, for every ailment. Coke healed everything. And now you're seeing them turning to Pepsi in a huge way. And Pepsi's like, come on, we've been waiting for you. So this is just another example of a company who turned its back on its customers and is cozying up to Donald Trump, giving Donald Trump that commemorative Diet Coke and attending and donating to the inauguration fund and things like that, and forgetting who actually helps them stay in business. This is a huge misstep. The Hispanic community is coming together and organizing very well with this boycott. I mean, you can already see places like Target are feeling effects of boycott. And Coca-Cola, yes, they're a huge giant, but this is not going to sit well. If this boycott lasts for any amount of time and they start to lose money in their pockets, they're going to have to do some sort of about face to get these customers back, because obviously they've been very loyal for generations. And if they make the switch to Pepsi for too long, it may be too late for Coca-Cola to win them back.
I can tell you that what I think happened is that when the employees come in and they give you all of their documents, you have to submit those documents over. And then what happens is if anything doesn't match, the Social Security Department will notify the employer that things don't match and that you need to get the correct documents. You need to verify that they're allowed to work here. And if not, that you have to let the employee go, right? So I think that's what happened. But instead of doing that, Coca-Cola got all of their Hispanic employees together, told them they were having a meeting, and then invited ICE into the office to get these employees. Now, do they not know that the Hispanic community heavily supports Coca-Cola? Do they not know this? Like, I understand there's immigration laws and I understand that there's things that people need to do, but that was some shady stuff. Like Literally all you had to do was tell them that they couldn't work there any longer because the Social Security Department notified them that their documents were false. That's it. They didn't have to do all this extra. Like, they didn't get no, like, brownie points with the government because they did this. They didn't get paid. They didn't get anything. I don't understand what the whole purpose was behind it because it seems like shady as hell.
People are boycotting Coca-Cola right now, but this commenter is right. A lot of people don't understand how important the Latin American market is to Coca-Cola. I work in the finance industry and I'm digging into this so you don't have to. Coca-Cola has been doing very well in the market compared to its competitors. Part of this has to do with the fact that they're raising prices, but another is their international expansion, and that's where Latin America comes in. This is according to their website. About half of Coca-Cola's revenue comes from North America, Europe, and Africa. Those segments are mature, but growth in those markets has slowed. Asia Pacific, smaller market for them right now, and they just really haven't been able to get their footing. Latin America is where things have been going very well. Latin America has the strongest growth rate, and they believe that they have 55% market share there. More than half of the ready-to-drink beverages in Latin America are Coca-Cola branded products. Latin America is very important to Coca-Cola. So take that information as you will. What do you think is going on here?
Coca-Cola. Did y'all hear? Tell me you didn't funnel a whole lot of illegal immigrants who you hired into a room and lied to them about how there was a meeting. And then you had them all cornered by ICE. So you're like, hey, it's all good. We told on ourselves. You got another issue now. Have you met the people that live here, whether legally or illegally? We're crazy. You think we won't have you shut down? Now, that's not to say that I am for people being here illegally, because if I go to a country where they have immigration laws and I have not followed the laws in order to be in that country, they will deport me. Plain and simple. So, same goes for everybody else in this country. I got it. But the way you went about it, that's dirty. And if you do that dirty, who knows what else you do dirty.
I woke up today to the saddest news. Coca-Cola, we're no longer allowed to drink Coca-Cola. You don't know the relationship I had with Coca-Cola. Every time I go out, can I get a bottle of Coke? Can I get a bottled Coke? Can I get a bottle of Coke? I don't know what am I supposed to drink now? Fucking Pepsi? Please. Fucking please. Fucking Coca-Cola! Why can't you just make your shit like everybody else and leave? Just make your shit and leave. How are you gonna hire undocumented workers and then turn your backs on the people making your shit? No loyalty. No loyalty. No loyalty. You shouldn't have hired them in the first place if you were gonna do that.
Mexicans, Mexican Americans, Latinos to the front of the room, please. This is a very important phase in our boycott journey, okay? The apologies are gonna start coming in. Once they start feeling the money, don't go back to our toxic exes. Do you hear me? They don't love you. They just love the benefits you provided for them. Trust me, there are companies out there that will beg the Mexican consumer to come shopping. No need to go back to toxic exes. Los tóxicos son ellos. Same thing with Target. We don't support spaces that don't love us. Every single part of us. Do you see what I'm saying? From now on, we only shop at companies grateful for our dollar, respect us, respect our culture, respect our values. Because isn't that what capitalism is all about? It breeds innovation. It breeds competition. Consumer should always have the upper hand. And you do. You have just forgotten that. So remember this very clearly. You're the price. You're the price, not the other way around. Since Coca-Cola owns a lot of other drinks, wanted to give you guys alternatives for what to pick out at the store instead. Obviously, Pepsi is one of them. I'm sorry to tell you this, but Topo Chico is owned by Coca-Cola now. So you can go with LaCroix or Spindrift for sparkling waters. Perrier and San Pellegrino also are not owned by Coke, but they're owned by Nestle, who is also problematic. He's the guy that wants to privatize access to water, so I would maybe not drink those. Juice alternatives, you can do Tropicana, Honest Tea, Tasso tea, sports drinks, Gatorade, Celsius, Electrolyte, Ghost Energy. I've never drank those. And then other soda alternatives, you can do Jarritos, obviously. For coffee, you can do, like if you want the canned coffees, you can do La Colombe. I think that's how you pronounce it. Or stock cold brew. For water, you can do Poland Spring, Fiji water, Evian, no Dasani, no Smart Water, no Powerade. They are owned by Coca-Cola.
Now, here's my take. If it's true that Coca-Cola actually called ICE on their own workers, that is beyond wrong. Like, how do you turn against the very people keeping your business running? And let's not forget, these are the very consumers who have been loyal for years. And if they really did this, they can't act surprised when people decide to push back. Let's not forget, Mexicans are one of the biggest consumer groups for Coca-Cola. So if they think they can get rid of their workers and still expect business as usual, they're in for a rude awakening. And this boycott is proof that people are paying attention. And when companies cross the line, there are consequences. Anyway, we don't know all the details yet, but if this is actually true and it happened, Coca-Cola just made a huge mistake, and trust me, they're about to feel it. So, what do you think? Will this boycott really shake things up, or do you think Coca-Cola will find a way to bounce back? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you made it this far, I really appreciate you. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.